Live from the sewers, this is the Turtle Power Podcast.
This is your audio source for all the news, reviews, and insight into the world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
God, I love being a turtle!
Now join your hosts, Brian, Alex,
Awesome!
and Darby.
Bossa Nova!
Bossa Nova?
Chevy Nova? Excellent!
Now it's time for the Turtle Power Podcast.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with episode 26.
I never know if I should come in or not because Ryan takes so long after the intro stops playing to come in. I'm like, should one of us say something?
Yeah, it's the anticipation. It's the anticipation for what amazing turtle goodness is about to transpire.
It sounds so sexual, it's amazing.
Amazing turtle goodness. You know what? I'm totally going to do that. I'm going to go to a bar here in Denver wearing one of my Ninja Turtle shirts and be like, hey, baby, you ready for some turtle goodness?
I got some ooze for you,
that's
baby.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
This is a thing that's going to happen.
What's
That's right.
better, I've got some ooze for you, or I've got some mutagen for you?
Always ooze.
I think
ooze.
Yeah,
Ooze,
ooze.
man, come on.
Okay.
Mutagen
Ooze.
is like if you got gonorrhea or
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a healthy alternative. By the way, this is what I'm drinking from today. I'm just gonna hold this up real quick. So when you see
very
me
nice.
doing this,
Is there something fun in there?
it's just water, dude.
No, that's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? Because I'm the one single guy on the show. I gotta be drunk at all times.
Absolutely.
I would,
Margarita.
for the both of
I would
us.
think the married guys would have to be drunk more than the
You
single.
got to
guy,
drink for the
okay?
both of us, man.
Having to deal with being married. I mean, I would think you guys would need to be drinking more than me.
Our life expectancy already reduced by 20%. So
I know. I'm sorry. I can't hear you over the sound of me living longer and being able to do whatever the heck I want.
Where did Ryan go?
He disappeared because
I'm
we're
here.
dissing married
I'm here.
life. He knows he can't say anything bad about married life because Jess will tear him.
No. I love.
She's got an
Margarita.
amazing singing voice too, so she'll do it in falsetto tone or something.
She
like that.
she would.
Shatter all the windows of their house.
Still working on the getting her to do the April's ballad from. I know. I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of that.
Come on,
I know.
man.
Well, she can sing fine. I don't know how to play any musical instruments, so.
It's mostly because it sucks because I keep trying to find April's ballad so I can mute the vocals and keep the instrumental part, but nobody's digitized it yet. It's literally it sounds like a kid played it off a cassette player, then held it up to his speaker and hit record on a tape recorder. I cannot find good quality of it. Otherwise, I would have done it by now. If anybody out there is listening who has great instrumental version, high quality, or just high definition version that I can mute the vocals on, please send it to us. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we want to make this happen. I want to make this happen just because it's my wife, and she used to sing all the time.
I know, I was there.
But
I think one of my favorite times watching her sing was when she had to kiss a guy on stage, and I almost had to hold you back from charging the stage.
Yeah, that was in high school.
Good times.
She was the lead of the or what's that called, the
Was it
the
Pippin?
lead of the
or
High School
something?
Musical. Yeah, it was Pippin. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. We
Going
are
on
here. We're going on a big old tangent. We are here to talk turtles with our fellow fans, our friends in the turtle multiverse, and just want to say thanks for all of the great feedback that we got for our last episode 25 with Bobby Curnow.
And you know it was good because Alex wasn't in it.
Well, he was in there at the beginning, but yeah, Alex had a little bit of a family emergency, so
Fair enough.
he wasn't able to to join us for the rest of it. But he did talk about infestation. I know that was one thing that you wanted to talk with him about. So
He also said that he's a Leo guy. So I was really happy Alex wasn't there for
how
that.
did I miss that? That's
I was really happy Alex wasn't there for that.
So if you did listen to that episode 25, you were able to hear it before anybody else. That because it's all over all the Turtles news sites now. That IDW is going to be bringing the Turtles in Time back to the comics, and we were just really pleased to be able to get that exclusive for our listeners.
We got a huge exclusive on that one.
We got several small exclusives, and
all you other podcasts out there, suck it, because we got the exclusive. Love you guys, but suck it.
Great.
It's gonna be like Anchorman. Instead of battle of the news crew, it's gonna be battle of the podcasts.
I hate you with every fiber of my body, but god damn, I respect you.
No, you know what? Actually, I've been thinking about that. I have been tossing around the idea in my head to have some sort of, maybe when Comic-Con comes around again, to have some sort of big Turtle podcast.
Google Hangout with all the other...
Yeah, it would be really cool to do that, where we get, representatives from all the Turtle podcasts out there, because there's podcasts for, and I'll maybe the next episode I'll kind of collect them all together, but there's podcasts just for the original Mirage series. There's podcasts just for the original animated series.
That's going to be hard, man. Series. It's hard enough to get our 3 schedules to work together.
Yeah, you just got to plan it out far enough in advance, I guess. So, but and I listen to quite a few of them. So, we're all one big happy family here. So, been tossing that idea around in my head. I'd like to see that happen in the future, but. You know what, guys? We've got a lot to talk about here. We were supposed to cover all of this after our interview with Bobby, which was supposed to be a half an hour. Ended up being an hour and a half. Because
it was good. I loved it. He went on wild tangents. We went on wild tangents. That's the best stuff, man.
It was great. It was
Ryan
absolutely
spoke
great.
2 sentences at a time. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, real quick. I've been having this audio issue while recording. It works good with Google Hangouts, but whenever we do audio only, like my audio in my ear comes in like a tenth of a second afterwards. So if I sound like I'm talking like this, that's why.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I think I'm like, all right, Bobby, I got to ask you a question because Ryan doesn't know how to talk right now. And,
So aggravating.
That's what I do.
Well, let's go ahead and start off this episode with some news.
April O'Neil, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And we of course we can't go any further without Alex's ambiguous.
Do it, Alex.
We got the news.
Oh,
holy crap!
Yeah.
I never want to be that close to your face ever again.
Oh, but you will.
You gotta warn me. I gotta back away next time you do.
No, you will. It will happen again.
By the way, everybody, check out my Donnie shirt. It's called the Don. Amazing. Don't remember where I got it because I've had it forever. He's petting a baby turtle right here. It's awesome. Shameless plug for my awesome shirt.
We can go into some video game news.
Oh, nice.
So, video game news, there's like nothing.
Myself. That makes me want to shoot myself.
I know. I actually use it because, people are they're talking about how upset they are with Angry Bird about how, Flappy Bird because of how hard it is. And I'm like, kids today, guess what? Video games used to be really hard. Go back and play the original Ninja Turtle game on NES and try not to kill yourself afterwards. Yeah. I mean, seriously.
I played Flappy Bird. I did it.
Flappy Bird isn't hard. I'm sorry.
It's not hard. It's just, it's stupid.
It's stupid, and it's like, these people were, like, these high school kids that were hanging out at the school a couple days ago, they were like, oh, yeah, my high score is like 26, and that took me a really long time to get. I was like, dude, I'm at 65, and I only died because I got bored. I was like, and I'm done. Like, done.
Yeah.
Well, as far as Turtle video game news goes,
sorry, man. That's what we do.
We don't really have any.
Well, why do we just?
Yeah, what was the point of that?
The point was we don't have any
video
game news.
When you said we had video game news, I even thought like I don't remember seeing that on the show notes.
Yeah,
sure, I could BS something real quick.
No, there is none. There is none. We don't have any video game news, and
that's good. No news is good news.
For right now, yeah.
For right now, yeah. It's going to come out. You know when it's coming out? It's coming out when Michael Bay's movie comes out.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll be bad news again.
Very bad.
So moving out of video game news and into...
I strike 2 on my way down. Donatello takes out a 3rd with his staff. Already the pudgy ones are starting to panic. Raph loves this stuff. He's not alone.
Why is he narrating? Is he crazy? Hardcore crazy. I love these guys!
Love that.
You gotta love Turtles forever.
That's such a great movie.
Yeah.
So coming after our...
Except for 87 Leo's voice, which is god-awful. I'm going to sound like this, even though my voice was never near this deep. He's the only one who went through puberty, actually. I think that's what happened. Leo was the only one that hit puberty by the time Turtles Forever happened.
You know, that's what happens when they can't get all the voice talent to come back.
He is the oldest. So he would be the first one. Breaking
news about Free Comic Book Day for 2014. This is coming from TMNT-NinjaTurtles.com. It's a collection. It's a really good website. Very comic book focused, and they've got a story over there about. Gosh, I wish I lived up in the Northeast for this. So Free Comic Book Day this year, there's gonna be some pretty awesome turtle happenings up there, up in Rochester, New Hampshire, over at Jetpack Comics.
Is Rochester in New Hampshire? Why did I think that was New York?
It's another one, Darby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't Springfield in Illinois or is it Missouri?
There's like 49 Springfield.
I know that's the joke.
Dick. Kevin Eastman is going to be there. We already knew that, but he's going to be joined by none other than Mr. Peter Laird and Mr. Steve Levine. So, I just.
Why don't you just buy your plane ticket now, Ryan? You're an aerospace engineer. Don't act like you don't have it.
Why don't you just steal
Not
one?
how it works. I can't. Just because I'm an aerospace engineer doesn't mean I get to fly whenever.
No. I mean, you just buy a ticket.
Oh yeah, that's also how.
I wasn't saying like, oh yeah, you see that helicopter over there that I designed? Yeah, I'm gonna fly it now with absolutely no experience. Simulator hours, you have plenty of those.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
Well,
just take a chopper.
Yeah, just take it.
Get to the
Get to the chopper.
Get down, Mario.
Yeah. I can't do that voice nearly as good as you guys.
The chopper now with the machine guns and the shooting and the.
That was good. That was good.
So I really wish I was up there for this. It sounds like an amazing time.
Can you just do a whole segment in that Arnold voice? That'd be fantastic.
If I was gonna do it, this would be the one because after all of the comic book news from last episode, this is all we've got. So moving on.
Not the video game news where we didn't do anything video game.
Right, exactly. So moving out of comic book news and into.
Okay, we're not playing the whole thing. Okay.
All right.
You should just do the ending bit.
So we got some news. We got
You have
news
vanished.
of some ratings. Nick Turtles is doing very well. They posted a 1-year ratings increase of positive 36% over last year. It's doing well. They got we got the link in the show notes. It's tvbythenumbers.zaptoit.com. They've got a bunch of data for all the Nickelodeon shows. To all our listeners in Iceland and the Baltics, congratulations, you're getting Nick Turtles. And then last bit of news that we've got is I'm sure you've seen it already, but if you haven't, we've got links in the show notes to Vanilla Ice's Nick Turtle's Craft Foods mac and cheese.
That was actually like the #1 most popular video on YouTube too. That was great.
It's always good to see Turtles at the top of anything. So yeah, Vanilla Ice has been a busy man lately between his different shows that he's on, and I know he's touring. He just did that show out in Dallas, that like kind of semi-Turtles themed show that they had out in Dallas. I think it was. Into collecting news. This was
that one. You might have to rework that toy one.
Yeah,
it's not nearly as epic as your comic book one.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, good luck trying to find an epic collecting news sound clip. Toy Fair. That's a thing. That just happened.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
No kidding.
Make sure to keep your 9-year-old kids away from there. You know, a bunch of grown men who love toys. I would not bring kids into this. I'm just saying.
Well, kids aren't allowed, so it's only for people who are
God forbid they allow children into a toy fair.
Well, yeah. They're not allowed because of the gentlemen that are in the toy fair.
See, that makes sense.
They don't want to all those free candy vans parked outside.
I don't think that's what it's for. It's for press, and it's for representatives of companies that are purchasing them in the millions of box
billions
loads.
And billions of
yes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff there. You know, a lot of I mean, it's getting to the point like Star Wars where you just make anything and you stick a Ninja Turtles logo on it, and all of a sudden it's a collectible. But wanted to talk about a couple of cool little things. These do you guys see these tiny Ninja Turtle toys coming from Takara Tomy?
Takara Tomy.
These are, I think they're going to be just for Japan. They're going to be 300 yen in Japan, which
$30.
No, like
no, like $3. $3,
yeah. And so I hope these make it over here. Let me see. I can with the magic of
science.
I've got it up right now.
Let's see here.
It's kind of interesting to see the back where it's all written in Japanese in the back.
This is coming from Comics Alliance, and this is what they look like. And it's they're pretty cool looking. They're pretty cool looking. They're smaller, about 2 inches tall. But you know what they remind me of the little action figures, the little versions of the original Playmates action figures that came with the
Happy Meals.
No. That came with. Thanks for always trying to answer or finish my sentences.
Well, you take too long.
We're never meant to be married, Darby.
You take too long.
You always try to finish my sentence. You're never right.
It reminds me of when
the original
animated
animated series, 87 series. I think it was season 5, maybe season 6, where they released the season over 4 parts, and each one came with a little animated or little miniature figure. So that's what these remind me of, and I have those sitting on my desk at work. So they'll be
surprised if that's what they are. Almost like, here we're going to charge you $3 for them in Japan, but in America we're going to make you buy the DVD set that comes with it.
Yeah, perhaps. You never know. All right. So let's see, what else have we got here? We've got these half-shell heroes. These are, I guess, aimed for a younger audience. Here, let me share once again. This is from Toy Arc, and we've got a bunch of news from Toy Arc here. So these are.
I do like the half-shell heroes. They're actually pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, they're definitely modeled after the Nick Turtles, but they've got this more blocky kind of look to them. I mean, not like Lego or anything, but kind of just more squatty and even more cartoony, if that's even possible. I mean, we can look at.
They almost. I was gonna say they almost look like smaller versions of like the Pop figures, even though the Pop figures have giant heads.
They've got a lot of different characters though. They've got I mean, even characters that aren't even around anymore. So I don't know. These are interesting. Definitely aim for a younger audience. Look, they got Casey there, Middleton. So I don't know. It's interesting. Definitely going after that very young demo. Let's see, what else? What other news do we have, guys? What's the next thing on the list?
I don't know. Your list is all jacked up. They got Funko, the Funko's Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, the
Hikari
Funko.
Figures. Yeah, the Hikari figures.
So, this is another, I guess, from Comics Alliance. We've got this Funko line, which, and these are pretty weird looking. They're sparkly. They got glitter. It's, I don't know. They look like knockoffs.
Yeah, they do, and they're very Japanesey though.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Is that
Japanesey? I like it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'll probably pass on this one, but
they look like ornaments, is what they look like.
Darby, thoughts? Obviously, they got Batman here too. No thoughts from Darby. All right, we're moving on.
Oh, no thoughts.
Oh, and he's muted.
No, just keep moving. Just keep moving. Keep moving. Don't stop.
Darby has muted himself. All right, that's good. All right, so next thing we've got is, and my cat is attacking my equipment here. Darby says I have muted him. No, I have not. You have to unmute yourself.
Typical Darby, blaming somebody else for his problems.
I didn't even touch my computer.
There you go.
You muted both of them, and I said, well, you were trying to mute me, clearly.
I never
and
muted.
It popped up muted.
Oh, my God. I never muted you.
What, if I say mute me, will that happen?
No.
No, it's
maybe
like Xbox, like if you say, like,
maybe.
Hey,
It's like
Xbox.
Xbox, blow me.
Right.
All right.
So much. They do look like ornaments, but whatever. The last toys we were looking at.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry,
so
I'm behind.
No, you're all right. So next thing we've got are the classic figures, and so I've got two news stories. One from NinjaPizza.net. This is one of our favorite sites to go to for Turtles news.
Such a great site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, so these figures have been getting a lot of discussion. Let's put it that way. Kind of divided down the middle. Because fans are either loving them or they're hating them. Now, when I first saw them, I thought they were pretty cool. But the more I investigated, started to see what people were having issues with. Essentially, what's going on here is the figures have... You guys remember the... Here, actually, these guys? Remember these guys right here? That
looks like the classics figure.
Classic figures.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I want you to go ahead and just look at this part, just the body. Okay?
His junk. Got it.
Yeah.
You're just shoving right in my face right now. Brian's like, look at it. Look at his junk in your face.
So take a look at that, and then take a look at these, where essentially what's going on here is they pretty much did just a slight variation on the body.
The belt, the paint job, and that's it. And stick a tag on it that says something different, and we'll sell millions of them.
Right. So that's what people are taking offense to. There's a lot of fans are, I don't know, I guess disappointed, maybe the word, or something. They've got different heads, obviously. The heads are different.
Slightly.
The belts are different.
Is it just me? Is it my computer screen, or does Raph look pretty orange, though, in that? Like, does his bandana look orange to you?
Well, there you go. You can see the difference. Red.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, you can see the difference, but it still looks orange.
Yeah.
And Leo's expression is kind of like a scared kid who has Down syndrome.
Oh.
Let me see.
Yeah,
he looks like...
Yeah. That's
we have to be
Leo.
PG-13, so I can't say what he's actually looking at right now.
It's bad. I don't.
All right, well here we go. Here's Don.
He's a scared little bitch, isn't he?
Here's the Don.
Okay, Don looks like he's about to do unspeakable things to Leo. Like he's looking at Leo like that, and Leo's like, oh, he's doing the like. Don looks like, yeah, that's good.
So, there's Mikey. We do get new weapons, so that's pretty cool.
Those look like legit chains on Mikey's nunchucks, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they got the faces pretty good.
Yeah, especially Leo's. Spot on.
Jeez. It's awful.
There's
so awful.
Donnie's got the best. I'm sorry. Donnie's got the crab-eating grin. I love it.
All I can think of is American History X, and Donnie's got the broom, and Leo's taking it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like Donnie's looking at Leo, and Leo's just like, oh god.
So that's all of these. I don't know. I'll probably end up getting the RAF for this series,
Yeah.
I don't collect all of them. So, but I actually have a NECA RAF from when those were made. I grabbed one on eBay, and that's on its way here. So I don't think it's totally legit because it's coming from China.
It may or may not be legit. Yeah, it's like the football jerseys I have from China.
But, yeah. So that's all.
I buy Chikey jerseys, So you buy Chikey toys. I buy Chikey jerseys. It just happens.
But we've got those, and we've also got. Let me see if I can find a good photo of it. Well, if we've shown it on the show before, but Bebop and Rocksteady from the original animated series are on their way here as well.
Yeah.
So those are finally coming. We should start to see those in toy stores soon. Let's get into Playmates. Let's get into the main Playmates line, I should say, for Nick Turtles. We got to see some new figures. We got to see some old figures. Mm-hmm. We got to see some figures I didn't think would be made, but are getting made. So some of which, okay, well, let's just get to it.
Yeah.
First thing we want to do is show this. This was from a sign, again, toyarc.com. Thank you so much for putting all this out there. So you got your core animation, which is Nick Turtles, target demo, ages 4 and up. Based on the top-rated boys animated TV series from Nickelodeon, continues rollout new TV episodes. All right. Then we get the movie. Notice it says Ninja Turtles. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Target demo is all Turtle fans, especially 6+. Blockbuster Paramount live-action movie. We'll see about that. Premieres August 8th.
Blockbuster. Count their chickens before they're hatched, huh?
And this line we can expect to see on the shelves July 6th. And then we've got the prequel, that's what they're calling it, the prequel, which is the Half Shell Heroes. That target demo is for 2 to 4, focuses on adventure, teamwork, and imagination building, driven by content of the Nickelodeon animated TV series and other prequel-themed content. So,
excellent.
All right, so let's kind of go through some of these.
There's one in particular that I'm really excited about, and I'll let you get to it.
All right, so we've got these new buggies that we've seen. We've seen these already in the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have.
Where they can kind of come apart.
Right.
They're like the go-kart ones that
we saw in the Nick series.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. We've got I know this isn't the same one, right? Yeah, it's a different one. But Leo's got like his own single.
Yeah.
We've got Donnie's got
the glider.
Yeah, paraglider.
It's amazing what you can build with stuff you find in the sewers these days.
Hey, Harvey's back.
Hey, Darby's back.
I'm back.
We've got a little jet ski, which appears to be made of a surfboard, some oil drums, and a cooler. It's pretty amazing.
Well, the cooler's probably for snacks.
That's where
And it looks like there's a bicycle or a motorcycle that they built into it, and that's the motor. Okay, that's
right.
Cool.
Yeah, the cooler's just
the cooler's where he keeps Ice Cream Kitty.
We got Leo. He's got his little one-man helicopter.
That looks incredibly uncomfortable to pilot.
There's so much.
Like think about it. Go back. Yeah, right there. Like, he technically, it's like he's got the whole helicopter on his shoulders. Like, could you just see him walking with that? Like, oh god, I gotta load this crap on my back.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
No Arnold, not on that one, no.
Yeah.
That's better.
All right. We got this isn't a new one. This is the same one, right? This isn't.
I want to see if Ryan knows what it's called because I think he's stuttering on the name.
This is the battle shell?
No, that looks like the Shell Razor to me.
The Shell Razor. Sorry.
Oh
man, I never can keep track of all the different ones.
This is kind of an important.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Let's move on to the more important one. This is the more important one.
This is the one I'm excited about.
This is the more important one.
This is the one I'm really excited about.
This is the high-flying blimp.
Oh, yeah.
This was a complete surprise. This has been getting, it's probably got the toy of the show, probably, at least for the Turtles. Looks amazing. Best part about it, right up here, right up at the top, you can hang it from the ceiling.
Well, we know what's going to be in Ryan's Ninja Turtle room here come fall time.
If I can find it, it would actually be a perfect spot to put all of my Nick Turtle figures. So. Am
I the only one who thinks it's funny that? Yeah, Ryan, keep that picture right there. Am I the only one who thinks it's funny that the Ninja Turtles are like, we can't let humans know we exist and who we are, da-da-da-da. So they're going to put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the side of their blimp.
They did that in the original blimp, too.
Exactly. I know. It's just funny to me that it's like they have to maintain secrecy and have nobody know who they are, but they're going to put, bam, Ninja Turtles on the side of their blimp.
But
the most agile form of aerial transportation, by the way.
Well, what I'm saying is in the original blimp, the toy, it had the big logo on it, but
had it in the cartoon show, I think.
I don't think it did. In the cartoon show, I don't think it had the logo.
I kind of like this blimp better.
That's what's going to happen here too.
I like this blimp better just because it looks more like it was put together in a sewer with like scrap parts. Whereas I don't know how Donatello in the original series ever found a giant balloon that had turtle shell print on it.
Yeah, right.
But this looks better. It looks more like it was scrounged together with scrap parts.
And notice it's a giant turtle.
It is made to look like a giant turtle. If you look at the picture that they have from underneath, it looks a lot more like it that way. But yeah, looks like
the turtle is a majestically flying creature. So you gotta pose your blimp to make it look like a turtle.
There you go.
Also, if you don't want people to know that you're Ninja Turtles, obviously make your blimp look like a turtle. Yeah. When it's flying over New York City.
Well, they did
not a bird or anything like that. You have beaks. You could be like, no, we're birds. We're not Ninja Turtles.
The sub, that was a turtle as well. So.
To me, that was more like a Loch Ness monster type looking. It had a long neck, so I know some turtles have long
turtles. Necks. Yeah, some turtles have very long necks. So let me just scroll through some of the photos here. You can see Casey's driving in this case, and we've got the tethers that come down. That's pretty cool as well. They can put their feet right into them. And,
this is so hanging up in Ryan's room by the end of the year.
I hope so. Let's see what else we got here.
There's the sub right there.
Yep.
So we've got some more vehicles, a lot of which we've seen already, but we've seen all of these already. These have been out in the stores for a while.
The shell cycle, or whatever it is that he calls it.
Battle shell, I believe.
No, the shell cycle.
You just gonna keep throwing battle shell out there.
Seriously, Ryan.
Until
we talk about the 4 Kids or the 03 series, you're not gonna get right with battle shell. It's not happening.
I just want it back. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't help it.
The Shell Razor's it, man. I'm sorry. The Shell Razor's pretty cool too.
All right, here's the names. Here we go. We got the Ninja AT3. We got the that's because it's got 3 wheels, by the way. The Turtle Sub.
Thank you.
We got the Shell Razor, which is Ninja Control Shell Razor, which means remote control.
I'm glad you pointed that out because I was like, dang, man, I don't know if I can operate that. I'm not a ninja.
Yeah. So there's a close-up view of the box and the material there. We've got some
Shoulders
other.
are very cramped.
This is pretty interesting here. This Mikey little UAV they've got, which is interesting because it's actually tethered, and as I saw a video online of it being used, and essentially it's made to always fly forward and up at like a 45-degree angle, 45-degree flight path angle, to be specific. But it's tethered to the remote control, so you just kind of hold it, and it just kind of keeps flying out in that direction. So.
How long does I was gonna say how long does it fly for? But I mean, obviously, you cut the tether, it's gonna fly away.
Well, you cut the tether, and then it's just gonna drop because that's how it's remote, but it's not wireless remote. The tether is the wired connection. So
I thought it was just there to keep it in place.
No, I think it's actually a wired remote. Let's see. Okay, so the Z-Line. Now these are already out in stores as well. Have you guys seen these?
No, I have not. Alex is on an expedition right now of the house that he's in.
I am.
All right. So yeah, have you seen these, Alex? Have you seen these Z-Line? The zip line?
I have not. I haven't been in a store in a while.
Okay, yeah. So these are already out in stores. You can set them up, from one wall to another wall in your room.
I think we know what else is going to be in Ryan's room besides the blimp.
Not these. This is a little too much.
No, it's not. You've got a whole room, dude. You could easily. I mean, I know you're very tall, but you could easily have those zip lines going over your head.
I want. Okay, look at this photo and tell me that's not too much.
I didn't say they'd all be like at the same like that. Like you could just literally have it over your head, dude. Like God.
Yeah. Well.
I know you're freakishly tall and all, but still.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, like I said, these are out in stores already. We got the big play set, I believe this is the same sewer play set. Or this might be a new one. I'm not quite sure.
It looks different. It looks more legit than the first one.
It does look a little different. It's true. This was a really cool setup that they had where this was just for display purposes, but kind of went through pretty much every action figure that they've made so far and will be making. You've got the little Commando versions over here. There's Casey and Mugen Man, and it's pretty small over here, but we'll get some close-up views of those. So you got Snakeweed, Baxter, Leatherhead, Rat King. There's the shell storage ones. Again, these have all been out in stores already.
Hey, Alex, did you ever find Fish Face? I know you were looking for them.
No, no, I never. Well, I haven't looked in a while, but no, I never found them.
I was gonna say because I came across one like a few days ago. The Target close to my school, dude, it's packed with new Ninja Turtle toys. It's crazy how full it is. Oh yeah.
I looked on Amazon. It was like $20.
Oh.
That's it.
All right. If I see him next time, I'll get him for you. You can just pay me back.
Right on.
We got. I believe that's Squirrelinoid. You got Mr. O'Neill. We've got. Let's see what else we got.
It bothers me so much that the Squirrelinoids and Mr. O'Neill have a toy, but not Karai.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Where is Karai?
We got Dojo Splinter here.
Dojo Splinter. Where is Karai?
Here's my favorite. No, here's my favorite. I'm getting this guy.
Butt Cannons, of course. Mr. Butt Cannons. Mr. Butt Cannons has a toy who was in the show for all of 3 minutes, but Karai doesn't have a toy yet. Why no Karai?
She's not popular enough yet.
Bullcrap. That is such bull. You're a Leo guy, Alex. You should definitely.
I'm not saying that I'm opposed to no figure for Karai. I'm just saying that she's not popular enough yet.
Could you not be lying in a bed and looking up at me while you're talking to me, please?
I'll put my hand.
And please talk so Alex not on my screen anymore.
Well, I thought that was pretty enjoyable. So yeah, I'm definitely getting Mr. Butt Cannons here, and I'm trying to see if I can find the audio clip. Look at that nice zoom in shot of the Butt Cannons here.
Butt cannons? cannons? It has butt cannons?
Oh, I love it. Okay, so this is an interesting little line here that they're doing where they've got like these mythical versions of the turtles. Now, I think that this is kind of their start of. I mean, you think back to the original Playmates line, how there was all those different, just random versions of the turtles. You know, you had Basketball, Donatello, and
Donatello plays volleyball, my friend.
Astronaut,
Donatello.
Was it-
No, wait, Mikey was volleyball.
Yeah, Mikey
Undercover,
was volleyball.
undercover Donnie.
Undercover Donnie,
Undercover
Space
Donnie.
Raph.
Yep,
Makes
Space.
no sense to me.
Samurai Leo. And
I know Space Raph is
sewer surfing Mikey, I believe it was. So.
I know Space Raph is Ryan's favorite toy ever, but no sense. None. Sorry, none.
You don't need to be smart to be an astronaut.
He's not exactly like Donnie should have been the space guy. Donnie should have been the space guy. You know what's going to happen? Raph is going to go up to a space station, all right, as an astronaut, and like I don't know, something's going to break. He's going to flip his shit, and he's going to break a wall, and he's going to break a hole in the freaking.
Then it's
going
to be gravity all over again.
Because of how hot-headed Raph is. He will kill everyone on the space station. Put Raph in a confined space for that long, he will kill everybody. Yeah.
Well, we've got. Thank you. No, that's true. I would say if they screwed up anything, it would be Undercover Don.
No, because Don is smart.
Wait. Undercover Don and Space Raph probably should have switched.
No, Raph's not smart enough to be a detective.
Undercover Raph. If you're going off of the original movie, Undercover Raph, he's the one that had the trench coat, and Space Don. That's my reasoning. We're moving on.
Raph is not smart enough to be a detective.
It's
Maybe
undercover.
Leo. Maybe Leo.
It didn't say Detective Don. It said Undercover.
But see,
anyway.
Detective Don would have made sense for the alliteration's sake. Maybe
yes.
Leo, but it's better for Leo to be a samurai.
Moving on. We've got Viking Raph. We've got...
that makes no sense.
We've got...
that makes perfect sense.
Looks like...
he is kind of brutish.
Elf Michelangelo.
Legolas Mikey. I could see that.
Legolas Mikey, yeah.
He's got the ears. He's got the elf ears.
You got
Wizard. Yes. Look at that bow staff with an orb on it. That's good stuff.
All right, so we got Wizard Don here.
I love it. That's the best. I'm sorry. I don't even care what Leo is. Unless Leo's a giant tool, then don't care.
And Leo, I guess he's some sort of
space robot. He's a space robot.
He's Galactus.
Yeah, he's Galactus. There we go. Galactus Leo.
He's a giant space robot because he's into the space robot shows. He's into the anime show and the Star Trek show. So there you go.
True. All right. So let's see. We got some more photos of those. Yep, that's all of them there. All right. We got
Hob.
Tiger Claw.
Hob.
That's not Hob. That's Tiger Claw.
What the hell is Tiger Claw?
That's right.
Ryan always questions me. I don't know why.
So we've got the Krang version of the Foot Soldier. We've got let's see, and then we've got our good buddy Slash here, and Slash is very teal, very bright teal. Little bright, I guess I would say for what he actually looked like on the show, but
he was tealish on the show.
He was, but not that bright. He was darker teal.
Well, he was in the sewers, and it was at night, so
there you go.
It looked darker.
There's a nice view of the neutralizer.
Still waiting for him to come back.
Pretty cool looking, yeah. And then Mr. Razar. Look at this guy.
My favorite.
Pretty good. This is
freaky.
It's interesting what's going on here. He's got like 2 sets of hands or something. I don't know. It's interesting. But and I've seen, I believe I've seen Razar already in the stores.
He's got like a Wolverine claw or something on one hand.
And we got some nice Stretch Armstrong version of the Turtles. That's interesting that's coming back here.
Oi.
Oi, he says. And they talk, too. So I guess if you just keep pulling, they say, ow, 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 ow.
Or if you hold it out, it'll go, ah. Yeah.
So that's pretty much all of the Playmate stuff, except for the movie.
God, if Raphael, I was gonna say, I swear to God, if Raphael pops up right now.
No. We're gonna talk about these movie figures because you know what? We talked about them last time and nobody sent us a cease and desist, so we're gonna talk about them a little bit more.
Yeah, you know what? It's almost insulting if you don't get a cease and desist. It means you're not big enough to do anything.
Yeah. And these ones, these photos were actually not told to take down. So this is on Comic Book Movie. This is a site that gets a lot of views, a lot of hits every day, and they have not been told to take these down yet. So, we get.
Well, it's also MTV too. MTV had it as well. The pictures.
So, yeah, right. So you guys want to talk about these for a second?
Why? Because your wife just called you into the next room? Yep, that's exactly what just happened. I heard Ryan, and I'm like, oh, somebody just... You guys talk about this for a second. So instead of talking about the toys, Alex, let's rag on Raph while Ryan's not here.
Oh, we could absolutely do that.
Oh, easy, because, I mean, he's definitely going to be the thuggish one of the group. You can tell by the way he's designed, the way he looks. I mean, come on. Remember what I said in the last episode? Michael Bay likes to have really racist characters. I think Raph's going to be that character.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the Terry Crews of the Ninja Turtles.
Terry Crews? Yeah. Flexing his pec. Oh, my God. I got $10 that says, like, the square shells where his pecs will be are going to bounce.
Like you squeeze down his hand.
Turtle power! Peck, as he screams turtle power and, like, holds it.
Oh, man.
Oda blocker. Ryan wants to talk about the toys. I'm not talking about the toys.
He does look... He isn't anything to go into.
I know. It's like, well, all it does is two things. Here, I'll say right now, two things. One, it confirms that the stuff we talked about last week was true. And two, they've added Teenage Mutant to the title. Right. So they are now Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, no longer aliens, hopefully. And that's about it. They're, Raph looks big and bulky, and Donnie looks slim and slender because that's what they are. And Donnie's got some tech. Raph's got some shades on his head. Leo's got some bamboo samurai gear and hemp sandals.
Same thing we saw last week.
Exactly.
Last time.
This is for the Lego series that came out.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool. Come on, you guys have seen the Lego movie.
Nope.
No.
Oh my God, I hate you all.
Okay,
How have you not seen the Lego? No. Take your medicine. You need to go see the Lego movie.
We're married, man. Seriously.
So it's a family movie.
That's gonna be. It has nothing to do with whether it's a family movie or not.
It's TMNT related. Michelangelo's in the movie. It's great.
I know Michelangelo's in the movie. I saw the previews.
He's a master builder. It's awesome. He actually sits next to Michelangelo, the artist, in the actual. Yeah, it's great. You guys freaking check that movie out. Alex, you sound like Daft Punk right now. I have no idea what you're saying.
Sound like Daft Punk. Yeah, Alex, you're cutting out for a second. So we'll
entire diatribe.
We'll move on until he comes back. All right, so let's look at these right quick.
Lego movie. Holy crap! Awesome. Such a great movie.
It. Oh my God! Hold on. Relax.
It's the highest rated movie to have a Ninja Turtle in it. Batman and Superman. Yeah. Done.
We've got a Lego.
How much screen time does Michelangelo have in it?
Maybe like a minute. It's still great. It's still a great movie. And you know what? Because Michelangelo's in it, okay. I can mention it on the podcast because it's TMNT related.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about these.
Everything is awesome.
We've got the big sign here that says "Stop No Photos."
Whoops.
So this is 3 sets. I don't know why they and maybe this one they didn't really care because it's not very it's not zoomed in. You can't really see too much, but everything you can see here is everything people like were talking about anyway. So you get the 3 sets. You get the van, you got the sewer, then you got the big rig.
We have to wait for Lego to come out with a Karai toy instead of Playmates.
Yes, so Karai is included in, I believe, in the big rig set, but of course the big rig set that kind of goes over to what we talked about in the original script. That it appears that portion of it is still included. You can see the little SUV that was part of that scene as well. Movie news. We've got more details on the upcoming TMNT movie coming out of Toy Fair. This was from MTV News. We've got, they like just like we just showed you, MTV talked all about it. The movie's still going to be called TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even though all of the packaging says Ninja Turtles. So essentially what I heard is that Paramount was thinking they were going to call it Ninja Turtles. And Playmates said, you guys really should call it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And they said, and Paramount said, no, we're going to stick with Ninja Turtles. And so Playmates said, okay, we're going to do all of our packaging as Ninja Turtles then. And they said, okay, go ahead. And then like a few months later, they changed it to, to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, because all hell broke loose. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so all of the action figures and everything are all going to say Ninja Turtles, even though it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's fun. Okay, so they've got, I guess I would say that was probably the biggest bit of information. All of this stuff, by the way, is all going to be in our show notes over at TurtlePowerPodcast.com. Is Karai going to be in the TMNT movie? Well, it sure looks like it, based on the Lego figures. And also we've got an actress that's lined up for it as well. So.
And who is that? Pretty big
tell.
The actress is, who was that?
Megan Fox is also going to be playing Karai.
Megan Fox, also Karai.
What a twist.
What a twist.
April and Karai are the same person? Is this Fight Club? Tyler Durden all over again?
It might be.
That would actually make for an epic storyline.
What if at the end, just all the Ninja Turtles are just figures of April O'Neil's imagination? Yeah, that's a twist that's happening.
That's an option.
Please, a moment to reflect.
Yeah, so breaking news. Since we recorded, you may have heard a trailer hit the net. And a certain trailer for a certain upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie hit the net. So let's play that right now.
Crime, violence, and fear have run rampant. Our great city is being destroyed. People want justice restored to this world. People want heroes, Miss O'Neill. But heroes are not born. They're created. That's what your father and I were trying to do. Create heroes.
Batter up!
No, whoa, chill. It's just a mask. See? Don't freak out. Right?
So does anybody else feel like they just got a bow staff to the chest? Whether you like it or you don't, that trailer certainly has left its mark on just about everybody that's seen it. So we've got our feedback from our hosts here. We've got feedback from Darby and then Alex, and then I'm going to come in at the end with my feedback as well. And then we'll proceed on with the rest of the show. So take it away, Darby.
Hey guys, it's Darby from the Turtle Power Podcast, and Ryan has asked us to record our thoughts on the trailer for you. The one that just came out a few days ago. And I got to tell you, I was quite happy with the fact that in less than a day, on one channel by itself, it had over 6.5 million views. And that was less than 24 hours on just one channel. So everyone gave us crap for starting a Ninja Turtle podcast 2 years ago. And little did they realize that we got it on the ground floor because look how popular this is becoming. Look how much people are talking about it. And I guess I'll just dive right into it. I loved it. I loved this trailer. There were some parts of it that I didn't like, but you know what? The good to me far outweighed the bad. I hear people kind of complaining of a few things, so I just want to address those. One, when Leo jumps in front of April O'Neil, he lands with a hard thud, unbecoming of a ninja warrior such as himself. Okay, well, clearly a scare tactic used by Leo in order to scare April into, stop running away from them. Second of all, the way the turtles looked. A lot of people are kind of upset about that. We even mentioned it on the show where we keep talking about hashtag turtle nostrils out of fun. And you know what? A lot of people don't like that they have lips. My thought on this is, well, last time I checked, they were mutated with human DNA. So the fact that they have human features, more human features, doesn't really bother me that much. It's a very small, insignificant detail. They're still ninjas. They're enormous, apparently, which I'm sort of okay with because they're not like too big. But so they're still ninjas. They're still sturdy, and they're still turtles. They're obviously turtles. So the fact that they have some more human characteristics to their faces doesn't really bother me as much as it's bothering a lot of people. I mean, like I already said, they were mutated with human DNA. So, sorry if they have human features. That's what's going to happen when you're bred with human DNA. If I got bred with turtle DNA, I'm going to have some turtle-y features to me. So that's where I stand on that. Also, I'm a little upset that Splinter didn't really make an appearance in this one. Yes, Shredder was in it. His voice wasn't as deafening or as awesome as past Shredders. But then again, those are some pretty big shoes to fill, so be that as it may. I'm not too bothered by the casting choice for Shredder because, let's face it, I've seen that guy in lots of movies, and he plays a really good creep. He plays a really good creepy, sinister, like there's a dark past to this guy type of character. So I'm not too upset with that. I refuse to let Megan Fox ruin this movie for me. I've been waiting for another live-action Ninja Turtle movie for a really long time, so I refuse to let Megan Fox ruin it for me. So, of course, it's going to be a Megan Fox-heavy trailer. People still find her attractive, and they're still trying to sell tickets. So, of course, Megan Fox is going to be all up in there. Do we really want to see too much of the Turtles at the beginning before we even see the movie? Sure, we want to see them, but, I don't really care if we see more of April O'Neil than we do of the Turtles in the trailer. I'm not sweating too hard with that. I also liked the humor in it because what's a Ninja Turtles movie without any humor whatsoever? To me, it was pretty funny that Mikey dropped the whole line about it being just a mask to not scare April and then only takes off clearly his mask. His orange mask comes off and reveals, oh, yeah, the green, the whole turtle aspect. Yeah, no, that's not fake. It almost harkens back to the comic book and the first scene from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 series where the guys think they're wearing costumes and Leo informs everyone that, guess what? They're not wearing costumes. So I like the humor involved in that. I thought Raph and Donnie looked pretty BA. Leo's sliding down the mountain. They're sliding down the mountain, and Donnie uses his trusty bow to swing Raph around and just throw him right into the Jeep. I thought that was pretty sweet. That was definitely something we haven't seen from the Turtles yet because the Turtles were never really big enough to take down an entire Humvee on their own. I thought it was a pretty sweet deal. It was more of a yes, they are ninja masters, and hopefully they'll be pretty stealthy. Of course, they're stealthy. They took out all the Foot Clan, in the subway with people everywhere. Nobody seemed to catch a glimpse of them. But it also showed that when they don't need to be stealthy, when they need to be pretty BA, Donnie can hurl Raph right into a Humvee, and you know what? Works out pretty well. I thought it was brilliant. One thing that concerns me, we didn't see Splinter, and we do have a shot of Shredder telling April that that's what Shredder and April's father were trying to do, was create heroes. Now, the fact that, in the IDW comics, April has parents that are alive and are present. But I'm scared of, we didn't see Splinter. They mentioned April's father. Clearly, Splinter and Shredder are going to have a rivalry of some type. And obviously, Splinter had a run-in with some mutagen. So I'm just speculating. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm thinking they're going to do the Star Wars, Luke, I am your father, Splinter, April O'Neil's father. Hopefully not, because if Splinter is April O'Neil's father, then where did he learn all of the ninjutsu and bushido to train the turtles with everything he's ever known? It wouldn't make sense to me. It makes sense if Splinter was April's father who was mutated, but the whole training turtles in ninjutsu, that part doesn't make sense. So hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully what I just said sort of contradicts it in that, okay, Splinter could be April's father, but that wouldn't explain how Splinter was able to train the turtles in ninjutsu. Because clearly, Amato Yoshi, should it be him or Splinter be Amato Yoshi's pet? Fine. But there needs to be a serious martial arts background coming from Splinter, and not just being April's father who also trained in ninjutsu on the side. So in the end, when it came to this being the first trailer, I liked it. I was really excited about it. I've watched it multiple times. It's a good first trailer. This is what the Turtles are going to look like. This is some of the action involved, and this is some of the humor that you can expect to see in this movie. Donnie had a nice showing. They showed him for a split second from behind the back. Then they showed him flinging Raph into the trailer. Raph had a great showing, throwing himself into the trailer. I keep saying trailer. The Humvee. Leo had his Leo moment that he's going to have, where he's the master ninjutsu artist who jumps in front of April, lands, and then kind of stares her down to get her to back off. That's definitely a Leo thing. The whole stoic silence, that's got Leo written all over it, only to be immediately followed by Michelangelo and his "it's only a mask" moment, which we would come to expect from Mikey. So in the end, I think all four Turtles got a good showing, considering it is just a first trailer. I am excited for more and more trailers to come. I refuse to let the little things ruin this movie for me. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Comic guys or cartoon guys everywhere, they always hope and pray that one day their favorite comic will have a movie made about it, only to literally complain about everything that happens when the movie is finally announced and created. They always complain about how people look. They complain about casting choices. They complain about scripts. Just be happy that what you've asked for years is finally happening, and that they're finally making this movie. I refuse to let Megan Fox ruin it for me. Michael Bay is not directing this movie. So, take with that what you will. But I'm excited. I can't wait for more trailers. And I'm going to see this movie, probably the midnight showing of it. And I'll probably see it quite a few more times in the theater after that.
Hey guys, this is Alex with the Turtle Power Podcast. I just want to give you a quick review on the storm that is the Michael Bay Turtles. As you guys know, the trailer is out, and the verdict is in. It's not bad. not bad. Not good, but not bad. It definitely had a lot of shock elements to me. Things that we've heard before, but we haven't seen come to fruition until the trailer released. I think maybe the biggest standout for me would be the overall size of the turtles. We knew they were going to be big, and it's not. I guess maybe it's not so much that being a standout as just shock value. I mean, it's a whole nother thing to actually see them. I mean, we've talked about them for so long, but yeah, they're really big. I can tell you one thing: it's going to be hard to be stealthy. It's going to be hard to be a ninja, being 450 pounds and 6'4", 6'5". So it kind of reminds me of Beverly Hills Ninja. I mean, he wasn't very good at it, and Chris Farley wasn't very good at it, and I don't see how these guys are going to be either. But I guess we'll see. William Fichtner doing the narration, or the Shredder doing narration. Very interesting, especially what he was saying. That was very interesting to me. The fact that he had that relationship with April's father, talking to April, telling him about building superheroes, essentially, super soldiers. Get a little bit of a Captain America vibe there. You can almost picture where they're going with all this. I mean, we can't imagine that the storyline is all that complex. It is Michael Bay, so I'm sure it'll be pretty easy to figure out. I've already have some theories that I'll save for our full episode, but it's I see where they're going with it. At least where I think they're going with it. Once again, there are no visuals of Splinter. There are no figures of Splinter. We have no idea what he's going to look like. We have no clue. We know he's going to be small. Unusually small for Splinter. So, I don't know what to say. I'm anxious to see him, but scared at the same time. So that just kind of covers that's a brief summary of the trailer and my views towards it. Digging a little deeper, let's look into the actual action scenes here, action sequences, and obviously the big standout to everybody. Which is something that I believe we covered in the first script, or at least something to that effect, when they're in the mountain and they're escaping. Well, you saw the slingshot performed by Donnie, where he slingshots Raph into this immense, not so much a Humvee, but it's a military vehicle, so it's heavily armored, and he just smashes into it, and it just folds in like it's just a friggin' cardboard box. I mean, there's like nothing. It's like butter. It's crazy. That's just insane to me. That's too much power. That's just too much. It's too much power. To me, one of the things that made the Turtles so great is you were able to associate with them, because they weren't that much different from you and I. They are humanoids in a sense. They have 4 limbs, a head, other extremities, and they learned ninjutsu, very similar. They had some advantages. The shell, the ability to tuck their heads in, a lot of turtle-like advantages that they had, but they also suffered from several disadvantages, not being able to be seen, keep trying to stay to the shadows and things like that, and the disadvantages as far as, you know, how clunky they were and how big they were. They overcame it with skill, but still, it you know, it just kind of, it takes me out of it a little bit because of their sheer size and their power, their immense power. It's like, how are we going to, who's going to compete with them? The Shredder is not superhuman unless we're going to get a Super Shredder. So, hey, hold on tight for that one, because who knows? It is Michael Bay. Maybe we might see Kevin Nash back in the saddle again. Who knows? But really, how is the Shredder going to compete with these 4 giant turtles? Is it just going to be a military, you know, free-for-all? Because if that's the case, that's not fun. I mean, if it's like a Hulk scenario where they're being hunted by the military, which is looking like that's what it is, and Shredder, being the top dog, is hunting him. Very similar. Again, this is Hulk all over again. It's, to a sense, obviously, to a degree, it's not quite, but it just loses it for me. It loses it for me. They're not meant to be hunted. I mean, is he trying to take like a Dark Knight role where they're going to be the? No, that's not it. I don't know. I'm literally just throwing shit out as I'm recording this because I can't come up with a scenario where it would make any sense. Not in the Turtle universe anyway. It's okay to have a different origin story. It's been done before, and you know what, one of the great things about the Turtle universe and all the different writers and artists that we've had in it is the freedom of expression and the ability to really, you know, that's one of the great things about, you know, Eastman mostly, but Eastman and Laird is that they give those writers and those artists that creative influence that they need to be successful. And, you know, obviously that's proven to be the case in the latest comic book series that's ongoing right now. But I don't know. I don't know about this movie. I mean, obviously this is leading to be a negative review or summary of the trailer. I'm not really touching on specifics on the trailer. I'm just kind of voicing my overall opinion. But I'm going to have to reserve my judgment until I see the movie. Obviously, I'm still going to go see it. I want the 3D glasses. If little else, I at least walk out with a sweet, sweet pair of 3D glasses with my favorite turtle. So, of my favorite turtle. So I at least get that out of it. So, but, man, I just don't know. I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks. Again, it looks great. It's Michael Bay, so like the movie itself, like the actual CGI, the looks of it are fantastic. But and the sounds are fantastic. But that's not what Turtles are all about. They're not flashy. So if I can use one word to summarize the Turtles, it'd be gritty. And I don't know if we're gonna get that from here. I think we're gonna get a lot of flash, a lot of bling, a lot of pizzazz. So it'll put butts in the seats. I know that, and that's good for for the Turtle universe. But I don't know. I'll reserve judgment for now. But Michael Bay, you're on notice. I'll tell you that right now. Anyways, that's my summary. Hopefully it's good enough. If not, I guess I'll be recording another one. But, yeah. This is Alex, signing off. Have a turtle-tastic day, guys. Turtle-tastic day, not turtle-tastic gay. I'm sorry. I'm not If you want to have a turtle-tastic gay, that's fine. I don't really know what that is. I'm not a homophobe, but if you want to be gay, that's fine. But really, it's a turtle-tastic day. I'm gonna have to work on my linguistic skills, clearly. Anyways, that is all.
So now it's time for my thoughts. Well, let's just start with Shredder. Let's start at the very beginning. Shredder, he doesn't sound or look like the Shredder. I'm just saying. I'm sure that this version will be good enough for its own version, but as far as the Shredder goes, they've really taken a big step away from what we're used to as the Shredder. There is a certain point where if you're going to make changes to a franchise where if you wanted to introduce a totally different character, then that's fine. Give him a different name. It doesn't have to be the Shredder if you're gonna totally change the character. The turtles definitely are really huge. They are they're the size of Tokka and Razar now, essentially. You can definitely see that Transformers influence coming through big time from Michael Bay. Having Shredder and April's father be responsible for the turtles' birth or their mutation, their creation, is definitely different, but I'm not against it. I'm actually surprised that something like this hasn't happened in another continuity already. I did notice the Japanese decorations in the background when Shredder Eric Sachs was talking with April. So there might be some sort of Japanese connection there with the Shredder, but we'll see. No real surprises on the character design, except that Mike's face looks better. I don't want to say better, different. Much different than it did in the promotional poster that was at Toy Fair. He doesn't look like a drag queen anymore. I guess that's good. He does look more like Shrek. So that's good, I guess. I guess if you were going to pick one of the two, I guess looking like Shrek's better than looking like a drag queen. The snow scene is still in the movie, as it was in the Blue Door script and the Lego set. One of those, as we've said, one of the few scenes that has made it over from that original script. The foot soldiers certainly can't be government soldiers, though, as they were in that original script. Because in that original script, they were more like, SEALs, like Navy SEALs or something. Like they were like an elite task force or something of the government, the U.S. government. But that can't be that way because government soldiers wouldn't just be shooting off rounds in public. So it's got to be some sort of private militia of Eric Sachs. So the Turtles... I'll just say this: the Turtles aren't featured enough. And I don't know if that's a matter of the them still working on the CG Turtles or what, but they're certainly not featured enough. And hopefully we get to see more of them in the movie. Hopefully it's not a April and Vern movie that has the Turtles in it. Speaking of Vern. We didn't see much Will Arnett in this trailer. I was actually expecting more from his character. We also did not get any Bernadette Thompson, played by Whoopi Goldberg, either. We did see Channel 4, so for Channel 4 News. We did see TCRI instead of TGRI, so going back to the original. Leo, if you notice, does have samurai swords, not the straight ninjakin swords. If you notice at the end, we are getting a 3D release for this movie. I'm not sure if you guys visited Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.com the day the trailer came out. But if you did, you got to see the joke. You got to be in on the joke. I mean, the Transformer comparison has been here from the beginning, ever since that original leak script, ever since Michael Bay has been attached to this movie. And wouldn't you know it, when you went over to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.com, click here to watch the trailer, and it's the new Transformers trailer on the site. Really? Yeah, that happened. They have since fixed it, though. So the only thing I can think of is that somebody over there at the movie studio was like, hey, we're doing that new site for that movie. The movie with the guy and the girl, and they're making the big, they got the big creature things in there. They got all the guys shooting. In black, they're all wearing black and they're all shooting. What's that? Are you talking about Transformers? Yeah, that one. Fine. Yeah, put that on there. No, that's that's the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. So, hey, if you saw this, there was a interview that came out with one of the screenwriters, Andrew Nemec, and we've got a link to it in the show notes. But this guy admittedly did not grow up as a Turtles fan, a big Turtles fan. I mean, he certainly knew who they were, but he's definitely done his research, though. I will definitely give him that. First of all, he knows Turtles Forever. He knows about the Turtles' history with Daredevil. He certainly knows who Peter Laird is, even though he's not connected and he has not been, consulted about this movie. He does talk about talking with Kevin on about the movie, but so he's done his homework, so we have hope. And he talks a little bit about the really trying to set up a new franchise, a whole new version of the Turtles, and not for just one movie, but they're aiming for sequels, after this, for sure. You probably have also heard about reshoots. There are some reshoots going on right now. They actually had to wait until Megan Fox had her baby and then started filming again some of the pickup shots that they had left over. But has been reported by Michael Bay himself via his Twitter that the reshoots will not be causing any delays in the release. Also, just coming out lately is news of the voices of Leonardo and Splinter are not going to be done by the actors that portrayed them in their CG suits. Instead, that those voices are going to be done by Mr. Jackass himself, Johnny Knoxville. He'll be playing the voice of Leonardo, and Mr. Monk himself, Tony Shalhoub. He will be doing the voice of Splinter. So that's going to be interesting, for sure. So, close it up. Overall, I'm happy with what we have here. We finally got to see the characters in action. We've been waiting for something. And, we didn't get much of the story detail, but that's okay. They're keeping us wanting more, wanting us to come back for more, for looking forward to the next trailer that will hopefully be hitting soon. So now let's go back to the rest of the show. We're going to get into a section that we've been putting off for too long, and that's our Mutated Messages. This is our fan feedback section.
What are Mutated Messages?
Mutated Messages are our fan feedback, all right? Our great listeners, fellow friends of the Turtles that have written into us to share their their opinions on all things turtles. So, in no particular order, we've got a bunch of
That can't be that
emails and Twitters and Facebooks from you guys, and we wanted to share a bunch of them. And I guess the first one we've got here is from a listener, Tim. He's at TimG311 on Twitter, and he sent an email and talked about how he was a fan as a kid, and then kind of faded off, like a lot of us, and thanks to the Knicks series and thanks to IDW, started getting back into it. Says the only thing he needs to do is go back and watch the '03 series, and yes, you do. And you wanted to say thanks, for what we do. So, I know he's been catching up on the episodes, and
you're welcome.
Yeah. So, thanks for listening, and we actually have some more stuff from him. In response to Clone April, you guys remember the Clone April, the giant? All right. He said.
And I'm not even talking about Ice Cream Cat. Holy Lord.
He said that Clone April was one of the weirdest and creepiest creature designs.
I got off before we got what?
In response to the new movie designs, he said, "Glad we get to see what Leo looks like. They're not horrible, but it's definitely going to take some getting used to." So that's definitely true. Definitely going to take some time getting used to. We got an email from that Air Connie guy. That's on Twitter, and this was pretty cool. He sent us a. He says, "Do you remember pizza Crunch-a-Bungas?" I did not. Have you guys seen this yet?
Were those the little bagel bites things, or?
They are. They're like little Cheetos.
Ninja Turtles, get ready! It's an attack! A snack attack! A crunchy snack attack! It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Pizza Crunch-a-Bunga! Snack attack! A snack attack, Jack! Going to pieces over crunchy little pizzas! A snack attack! Pizza Crunch-a-Bunga snacks! Sounds like a crunchy snack attack, dude! I take on any ninja who takes my crunchy food! Pizza Crunch-a-Bunga! Want some? Got some! Awesome! Crunch-a-Bungas!
So anyway, that's that was a thing. Well,
that is now. Wait. That is now. There are two snack items now that I need to get because one of them doesn't exist anymore. Now Crunch-a-Bungas is the other one. The other one is Ecto Cooler, High C Ecto Cooler flavor. I need to find High C Ecto Cooler flavor to wash down my
good luck with that.
Now, my Chumbawambas or whatever.
So here's what he also wanted to let us know, is that this character is actually available for purchase. This puppet, this Michelangelo puppet from the commercial, is available for purchase at the low price of $1,500.
Wow, and that's from a commercial we didn't even know existed.
Yep. Well, you can actually see
the bottom of his feet look like Crunch-a-Bungas.
It's a little still from the.
You know what? If I would have stumbled across that eBay posting, I'd be like, "That's fake. That's a commercial that never happened." Like, don't even.
So that's pretty interesting. Not interested, but.
Make an offer. Literally, $50. You're not gonna get $1,500. 50.
Yeah.
I'll give you $50. If it were Donnie, I'd give
make
you
an
60.
offer. So if any of our listeners happen to grab this bad boy, let us know.
If it were Donnie, I'd offer you 60, but it's Mikey, so I'll offer you $50.
Interesting enough, the guy that's selling it is the guy that's been on Comic Book Men. What is his name again? I forget. Anthony something.
It's right there. Anthony Snyder.
Snyder, there it is, yeah. So
he's looking at the pictures like, I forget his name. It's only right there.
I was looking up in here. I probably should have just looked at the picture, So anyway, that's out there. If you're make an offer. $20, $50, whatever. All right. So
Doesn't
thanks.
Say he's gotten any other offers.
Eric Honey, appreciate that. We got another email from Robert, and Robert, He says he'd probably be. Or first of all, he says he's enjoying listening to the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Woohoo!
He would consider himself a casual fan, but he enjoys listening to all the Turtle news and hearing anything about the '87 series.
A casual fan of us or a casual fan of the Turtles? Because I'm pretty much both.
He even started watching The Next Mutation on Netflix just to see how bad Venus de Milo actually is, and pretty awful so far.
Who?
Exactly. Who? Yeah, your girl, Venus.
Who?
Venus.
No, my girl was the Michelangelo chick that I posted on Twitter. I have no idea. I've never heard of this character.
Venus de Milo, your favorite
character
of all time.
No idea who that is.
Oh man, Venus thighs? Come on, dude.
Yeah, hashtag
no idea. Turtle
Venus
nostrils?
Thighs. No,
Turtle
hashtag
nostrils?
Venus thighs.
No.
No idea who you're talking about.
So he goes on to say he actually co-hosts a Turtle podcast titled Podcast and a Half Shell, where himself and two friends watch the '87 series chronologically, and then record our summaries and commentaries about each episode, and it is hashtag explicit.
What they should do is, if they don't already, sort of just watch it, have it, recording their TV screen of what they're watching, like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, just have their silhouettes, or just have them just talk over, like a commentary in a DVD or something of just, stuff like that.
Or we can do that.
Good.
Give us all the good ideas, Darby. What are you doing?
We could do that, but usually don't you have to be in the same room to pull something like that off?
No, not necessarily. We can do the audio, plug in the video, and
all
just have our video. Anyway, no, never mind.
So he says if that's something you may be interested in, you can check it out at quitecomicalproductions.com/podcast-in-a-half-shell. Or search Podcast and a Half Shell on iTunes. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for letting us know. And I think I did get actually we got a inside.
If we give them a shout out, they better be giving us one. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I believe they mentioned us on one of their recent episodes. So.
That might explain our surge in Twitter followers, actually.
Well, asked us to maybe join them for a future episode or something. I don't know. That would be fun.
I'd be so down for that.
So thanks, Rob, and we'll be in touch.
We can find out how they do it and then do it ourselves later.
Good job there. No one will hear that.
No, they won't.
So we got another email from our favorite Aussie, Josh Denton. He gives us a little update on his status, on everything that he's been up to, and he gives us this little story about. So he was sitting around on a surf trip and talking with some of his buds, his bros. I don't know what would you call an Aussie buddy, mates maybe. I don't know.
Might.
So they were talking who would make a perfect blank. Let me explain here. They came up with 3 or 4 turtles as 80s or 90s action heroes. So they came up with Raph would be good as Mel Gibson's Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon, because he's just enough batshit crazy and hard. So he matches Raphael well.
That's a good one.
Leo, he says, would be a good Steven Seagal from Forrest Taft or as Forrest Taft in Deadly Ground. All zen and spiritual, but still kicking some ass. Then someone brought up Dolph Lundgren as Chris Keller in Showdown in Little Tokyo, because
great movie, by the way.
So, yeah. Mikey,
Johnny Utah.
Yeah, Johnny Utah, Keanu Reeves' character.
That was probably my favorite.
That
was probably my favorite pairing. Johnny Utah.
Dude, whoa.
If not Johnny Utah, then Bodie, Patrick Swayze's character, Bodie. Because he actually surfed more than Johnny Utah did. So I'd probably go with Bodie or Patrick Swayze's character more than Johnny Utah's. But he was in the right area. He was in the right movie, definitely. 80s movie about surfing. How do you not put Mikey in there?
Yeah, no, it works out really well. But they didn't have one for Donnie.
Darby.
Darby? I believe you might be able to help him out.
I saw this question, so I wish I could just say I genuinely just came up with an answer. I have a tie actually for Donnie.
Howard the Duck?
No, not Howard the Duck. I was thinking, and it's actually kind of timely because he just passed away.
Oh.
But I was thinking Egon from Ghostbusters.
Harold Ramis. Very good.
Harold Ramis, Egon, he made everything that the Ghostbusters created. I mean, that they used. He created the proton packs. He created all their inventions that they used to capture Ghost and the jail system as well. And he was the brains behind it all. He was always like, the Ghostbusters are kind of off doing their own thing where, Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson are driving around patrolling. Bill Murray's trying to pick up Sigourney Weaver. And the whole time, Egon is just doing tests. He's doing experiments. He's looking up stuff. He's, working with machines, adding to them, making them better. And you know what? I'm sorry, the Ghostbusters, pretty BA if you think about it. Like, they took on a god in, Zool. Like, come on, man. Like, I think that's one of them that I thought of. It was probably my first go-to one was, like, Egon. My backup one would be Marty McFly. Because Marty McFly... See, I thought Doc at first, but I was like, you know what? Marty McFly's pretty handy as well. Like, he obviously knows his stuff if he's hanging out with Doc. He knows his technology. He probably doesn't. He's not at the creation level yet, like Doc Brown was or Egon. But he hoverboards. So he's got the hoverboard, and he's pretty BA in Back to the Future 3 when he does the quick draw and like just shoots everything really fast. So I was thinking McFly, but I'd probably go with Egon because you know what? Even though he was a big dork, he was pretty BA. He was the one that said, don't cross the streams because this will happen. And then guess what? When worst comes to worst, we should do it. Like, backs against the wall, let's take a chance, let's risk it, let's do it. And he's the one who came up with the idea to save the day like Donnie does. He created all the instruments, and it's an 80s movie. And a lot of people don't think the Ghostbusters are BA, but you know what? When you go up against Vigo and Zool, you're pretty BA.
I agree. That's a good one. So he finishes up, says thanks for the fantastic show. Look forward to another great year of Turtle Power Podcast. So we look forward to providing it as well.
When he leaves right in the middle of it. What?
One of our Facebook friends, Jeremy, says, let's see, this was in regards to, so he says, the little statue things looked sweet as hell. I like Don in this picture a lot. Oh, okay. You
talking about the movie?
Yes. So this is great. You know what? I'm going to pull this up on so you guys can hear this. So he's talking about the movie. He's talking about the statues from that we talked about in our episode 24. So he says, little statue things look sweet as hell. I like Don in this picture a lot. Mike does have the weird lip thing going on, which I brought up. He says, we'll see, I guess. I really am liking the designs, though. And then he was nice enough to share with us his thoughts on the new movie.
February 8th, 2014. My thoughts on the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Chill. Chill out. Booyakasha! Yes, it might be terrible. Might be great. What are you going to do about it, though? There's nothing you can do about it. You can bitch, you can complain, you can talk to your friends. I mean, but it's not going to change a single thing about it. The movie is going to be about 4 anthropomorphic turtles who fight with ninja weapons, and they're fighting a dude named Shredder. They have a father figure sensei named Splinter, and a chick news reporter who befriends them named April O'Neil. It's pretty much the same concept as any other version of the Ninja Turtles, dating all the way back to the 1984 Mirage comics. Every time a new version of it gets put out, it gets changed around and it's different. That's the way it's gonna be, because that's the way it is. You go back to the Mirage comics, they were violent, gritty, dark, tiny bit humorous, but mainly the previous things that I mentioned. A lot of purists went apeshit when the original cartoon came out in '87. A lot of people got into it from there, but already, boom. The people within the first comic group who loved it so much and were diehard fans hated the cartoon because it was so kid-like and slapstick, and they didn't use their weapons much, and they were bumbling, and it was, goofy, and the origin was different, and April was all of a sudden a news reporter. She wasn't that in the comics. And a lot of people will say that's the definitive turtle. That's my Turtles. Well, there's people before you. The fucking Mirage was their definitive Turtles. So already, boom, the second version of Turtles was shitty to some people. So then you have the movie version, which somewhat followed the comics. The first movie was great. It added a little bit from the cartoon, but not too much. It was dark and gritty, and it was kind of cool and a little funny, and it was an awesome movie. But some people hated that version. That's not the cartoon version. They're not robot foot soldiers, and already there's people from all over. Then you have, after that, the second movie, which was more slapstick, and it was less violent, and it had New Mutants instead of Bebop and Rocksteady, which everybody wanted, and it had fucking Vanilla Ice, and as a kid it was awesome, it was great. Watching as an adult I'd kind of cringe, but my daughter loves it, so it's awesome. You have the third movie, which we don't talk about, and then you have the '97 changeover when they went into Next Mutation, or we missed the Rock Stars in '90, but that was just kind of wacky. But hey, that was good cassette. So we have the Next Mutation, which was fucking terrible, but some people really liked it. They liked the inclusion of a chick turtle, Venus de Milo, and Shredder. He was gone, and a lot of people didn't like it. But there are some people that like it, and there's another different version. Everyone's gonna fight. We like this version. We like that. Well, it is what it fucking is, guys. Stop bitching. After that, we had the 2003 Turtles. Excellent cartoon. Did follow a lot of the the original comic books, and but a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't have Krang, and it didn't have all these things, because it wasn't like the original cartoon, but it was following the original comics, so that made it more pure. So shouldn't it have been better? I don't know. After that, we went to the 2007 movie TMNT, which was a very good movie in my opinion. A lot of people didn't like that. Some people will say it's the fourth installment of the movie series, which I kind of say. A lot of people say it's a standalone movie. Whatever the case, it was done very well, but it was a lot different. People complained about it. Other people loved the shit out of it. Moving on, we got to the 2012 Turtles, and that cartoon on Nickelodeon is fucking amazing. It follows, it has so many nods to all the old stuff, and it's wonderful and it's great, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And then you have this new movie that's going to be coming out soon, and people are going, Megan Fox, she's a piece of shit, can't act, motherfucker. I mean, so what? It is what it is. You're either going to love it, or you're going to hate it. It's going to exist no matter what. The way I look at it, I compare it to Zelda games. I'm a huge Zelda fan. Every time a Zelda game came out, it was completely different from the one before it. And if it was similar, there were like storyline changes, or there was, obviously every time it's a different Link and a different Zelda for the most part. and a different Ganon or even a different bad guy altogether, and the plot line it stays pretty similar, but it does change. Getting to the end of rescuing the princess and blah 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 blah. So I don't understand. This. Excuse me. This is it's something that I absolutely love, and it changes. And it doesn't matter. I mean, put out another one. I don't care. Give me more Zelda. I'll take another one, because if you don't like one, you're bound to like another, and you're bound to like another. I mean, and you can bitch about them, but bottom line is they're going to keep coming out, and they're going to be amazing, and that's how the Turtles are going to be. They're going to be absolutely amazing. And if this is the one version that completely ruins your faith in the Turtles, I mean, you obviously haven't been following along very well. There's crappier versions, I'm sure. I mean, I guarantee the effects are going to be sweet. And I mean, yeah, fuck Michael Bay in the ass. He's a piece of crap. But, I mean, he puts out blockbuster fucking movies, so at least it's going to look good. And, people are bitching about, they haven't even seen the Turtles yet, but there's apparently toys that have been seen, and they were not photographed. But, you get an idea of what's to come. Michelangelo with a sweatshirt around his waist and pants, and loincloth for Raph or something like. I don't remember exactly, but Leonardo being more samurai looking, and Donatello with like cybernetic or gadgety type things. And I mean, just it's going to be what it is, and love it or hate it, it's going to exist. If you don't love it, fucking don't watch it. If you do love it, great. I am the eternal optimist, despite my terrible profanity and rambling here as I'm driving. But I say go for it. Put more Turtle stuff out. Make it more. Make people more aware of it, because it will be another thing that just keeps getting added to the Turtles. And you know what? More action figures for me. Sweet new movie. I'm sure it'll be a franchise. I heard there were William Fichtner was signed out for 3 of them, and yes, I realize he's not Asian. A different version, man. Was Ganondorf the same in every freaking version of Zelda? No, but he's still cool. Yeah. Have a good day, people.
So our friend Gary.
Yeah, I'm glad Alex pointed out that video was going to be 8 minutes, because it's like, oh, I could take a bathroom break right now. This is great.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man, we're going to play this whole thing? I really don't want to hear this guy rant. It's the same thing we rant about every single day.
I mean, it was a good one. It started off really funny, and he had his moments, but I was like, yeah, 8 minutes. I mean, you should have warned me, Ryan. I would have gone, like, much sooner.
Well,
he seems like a cool dude. He's
cool.
Good points.
He did make good points, and it's the thing. It's what we said. Like, this movie is going to happen. It's going to look great. Now, whether or not it is a good movie is still left up for debate when it's finally done.
Right. I think it's just the idea is going into it with an open mind. Our friend Gary over at Super Curry Max Doc on Twitter, he shared a photo with us. Was able to get one of those TMNT boxos, and he showed us the box and everything, and then he put them all together, and he wanted to share those with us. So here, because we talked about, you guys remember when we talked about this on the show?
Yep.
So here's what they look like. So, pretty good.
They look like the exact same photo that we showed the other day.
No, they look good. Splinter, I'm confused about.
Well, it's interesting that they decided to go with the classic Turtles on this one. That they went with the.
Well, the classic ones are so cartoony.
Series.
You can't take them seriously, so you can box them up if you want to.
Splinter looks like a guy I just bought some tacos from down the street.
He looks like a relative of yours. Yeah.
He does.
Right.
He probably is.
Wow. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. Always a pleasure.
Facebook friend Larry said, FML, this keeps getting worse and worse. Then in response to Clone April, he said,
what?
I about died when she booty bounced one of the turtle away from her.
In
you guys remember that?
In what?
Clone April?
Oh, yeah, she twerked one of the turtles.
Asuka, the character.
April Derp.
Yes.
Didn't they call her April Derp or something like that? Like Derp April?
Derp. Yeah.
Yep.
And then so green peanut for for the Michelangelo costume. Mitchell Netzer at Mitch Netzer on Twitter. In response to the movie info leaking out, he says, each new announcement makes me cringe harder and harder. Glad we have a stellar animated series at least. And then Lewis from Montreal, at the Lewis guy.
Hey, we know him.
Don't forget the amazing comic book series. And then Mitch says, touche, I absolutely love the current IDW run.
That's right, Lewis.
It's my fave ongoing comic series. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Rochelle Norland at Rochelle Norland on Twitter. Her and I had a conversation about the TMNT wearing pants. You guys remember this? Do you guys remember the Turtles ever wearing pants in the original?
You mean you
87
don't?
series?
It's your favorite. Oh, I was gonna say it's your favorite comic book cover of all time. Raph wearing pants.
Oh, I brought that up. Yeah, I'm talking about in the 87 series. Do you guys remember the Turtles wearing?
Yeah, when they wore their trench coats, they wore pants. When they dressed up as the Three Musketeers, they had pants. Every time they wore their trench coats, they wore jeans.
Interesting. Okay.
No shoes.
I didn't realize that.
No shoes though, as if the green two-toed feet weren't going to give them away.
So when they ripped the trench coats off, did they have to take off the jeans too?
No, it was one swoosh motion. You know how cartoons are.
They're like, so they were like.
Yeah, it was just like Black Batman or Mexican Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Mexican Superman's never happening, Alex. Sorry.
I'm not Mexican, so it doesn't really care. It doesn't
I know.
matter.
You mean you're not? Aren't you all the same?
Oh, jeez. All right.
Close enough.
Adam J. Whitlatch says, just started listening to your show a few days ago. Great fun and lots of laughs. Well, not after this one.
Is Sinestro Spanish?
Keep up the good work, dudes.
Definitely
and
got
Turtle
the
Power.
stash for it.
Do we have any black listeners?
Here's a and he also says here is an explanation of the half size that were packaged with the Nickelodeon Raphael figure. You guys remember when we talked about this?
No.
The the size for the dojo line, how they only have the one prong that goes out the side. So these are called Jitty, I believe is how it's pronounced. Jitte. You can look it up on Wikipedia. And interestingly enough, I did notice that some of the foot soldiers in the IDW series had Jitty with them when they fought. So, cool. Now I know what that is. So thank you. Twitter follower P-ism, or at Maxstitution, says, I've recently started listening to the podcast. I've been a Turtle fan since the 80s. My favorites are Raph and Shredder. And he says, here's an idea for the guys doing the Turtle.
So he's psycho and needs to be locked up.
He could make it like the Elm Street documentary, where it was 4 hours long with a 2-hour documentary and 2 hours of special features. And we actually let them Randall Lobb know that on Twitter, and so
Randall.
And so they're still working on it. So hopefully we'll get to see it here shortly.
Calm your tits.
And then he also says he'd like to hear us do commentary sometime while watching either cartoon episodes or the movies, or maybe the games.
Just
Well,
mentioned that.
we would like to do the games. We had plans to do the PlayStation 3 release,
that
which
never came out.
Never came out. I checked.
We better get like a PS4 for this or something, because it's.
Well, I checked the Facebook page for Out of the Shadows. Hasn't been updated since like October, so I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's not happening. It's just not happening.
Even though their last post is, "Hey, we're gonna do this." Twitter follower Bo Bearden at MBTheGR81 says I listened to the Turtle Power podcast for the first time while on his way home, and said good stuff, and he's hooked. And
Alex, do you have an Xbox 360? You do? Because I can use my roommates if you guys really want to do the video game thing for Out of the Shadows. I can sign up for a Microsoft account and do it.
Yeah, I'll just buy like a 3-month.
Yeah, I could do that too. I could do like a 3-month. Yeah. So he sent us this, which is.
I've seen that. I've seen that. That's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. So thanks for sharing that. Oh man. All right, so we got Twitter follower The Reptile, which is at Ray Reptile. In response to Irma being brought back into being brought into the Nick Turtle series, he says, I saw her call April in one of those first episodes, but
She
April
ignores
ignored
the
the
call.
call. Yep, we
I remember
saw
that.
Yep. It's pretty, and then he goes on to say, it's pretty cool growing up on Turtles, and now his 2-year-old is growing up with them too. His son is, at the time he wrote this, his son was watching Mutagen Man Unleashed, and he just noticed that Irma is in that episode as well. Her back is to the camera when April meets Casey. So, pretty cool. Skyrim Samurai, at Skyrim Samurai, says...
That's such a cool name. I'm sorry. That name is awesome.
Does any real TMNT fan care about this movie? I hope
I
not,
do.
Because a big letdown is coming. Of this, I am sure.
Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. It's like was said earlier about keeping an open mind. If you go into the movie expecting to be disappointed, you're going to be disappointed no matter how good it is.
Yeah.
Just go into it. Open mind, whatever. Just go.
Don't have sex for the first time.
Exactly. Don't have any expectations. Yeah, because it's going to last a lot longer.
Yeah.
But, I mean, don't have any expectations. Just go to it. You know? I mean, we're, like the guy said, we're all fans of the Turtles. Yeah, each incarnation does have different twists to it. But you know what? Sometimes they're good. We talked about it with Bobby. The reincarnation thing for IDW, brilliant. Freaking genius. We loved it. So it's like, if you just say the movie's going to suck before you even go see it, then that's closed-mindedness, and you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, you shouldn't call yourself Skyrim Samurai.
Well,
there are no samurais in Skyrim, though. That's the problem.
So my response was, all the signs point to a letdown. But
samurai swords, but no samurais.
I'm still trying to go into it with an open mind. We'll see.
Curious.
He did respond, I will do my best to do the same, Ryan. Turtle Power. So... and then one last one was I want to thank our friend Brad Hall, which is at Hallstar84, for sharing his Nick Turtles collection, as he was just able to get all 4 Turtles. So for the Playmates action figures, and so we're doing a very special thing over the next few shows, where we are going to be giving away action figures.
Money comes to me. I need it.
We're not taking donations for the Derby Fund.
So this is the figure we're going to be giving away, and these are all courtesy of Nickelodeon. I don't know if you guys remember when they had that tweet-a-thon thing for, was it New York Comic Con, I believe, where they were giving away action figures. So this is courtesy of them. So definitely want to give them credit. So. This week we are going to be giving away...
This week or this month? Because we only do this once a month.
This episode, I should say.
Okay.
We're giving away the original Playmates Nick Turtles Shredder.
Are we eligible to win?
No.
Want that one.
So this is, just to let you know, it's bent up here. So.
Oh no!
No. If you're a collector, don't depend on this one, but this is the original one. This is the one that the mask stays on. It's the same one I've actually got up on my shelf up here. But so this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna send out a tweet. It's gonna say EP26 is live. Listen on at iTunes Podcast or at YouTube. And
are we 26 or 25?
This is 26.
Okay.
And RT for a chance to win a hashtag TMNT action figure, TurtlePowerPodcast.com, hashtag Nick Turtles. Okay, so we're going to send out that tweet here shortly. All you got to do to enter is retweet that tweet. All right? And then during our next episode, we are going to go through all the names that retweeted that tweet. Randomly choose one, and the winner, we will get in contact with them to get their name and address and all that stuff. So that's it. So
cool.
Yeah. So that's gonna be it.
So Song of the show.
Yes, we're going to have a song of the show. Song of the show is going to be Coming Out of Our Shells.
Check us out on our official website, www.TurtlePowerPodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at TMNT Podcast. Follow Ryan at FigDonPat. Follow Alex at ARodriguez2005. Follow me at Darby T. Patton. I also have a website now, darbypatton.com, where I actually post a blog every so often, so pretty nerdy stuff. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TurtlePowerPodcast. Subscribe on YouTube, where hopefully you're watching us at youtube.com/TurtlePowerPodcast. And if you want to share your feedback via email, you can always contact us at TurtlePowerPodcast@gmail.com. Also remember to subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
Thank you so much.
It is.
For listening to another episode of the Turtle Power Podcast. Closing out with Coming Out of Our Shells from the Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
NWA.
Straight out of Compton.
Out of our shells, out of our shells, we're coming out of our shells. When there's music inside of you, you know that someday it's got to come through. That's why we're here and we're telling you true. We're coming out of our shells, yeah. You hear the rhythm and you're moving your feet. Ain't nothing like a song with a beat. We're coming out up from under the street. Lord, we're ready to rock. There will be no retreat. We're coming out of our shells, yeah. Out of our shells. We're coming out of our shells. We're coming out of our shells. Oh, 'cause once we got started, we knew that we scored. Learning the music and finding the chords. We just kept practicing, we stayed underground. 'Cause singing in the sewer is a wonderful sound. It's a wonderful sound. We're coming out of our shells. Lord, we're coming out of our shells. We're coming out of our shells. 'Cause when there's music inside of you, you know that one day it's got to come through. That's why we're here and we're telling you true. We're coming out of our shells. Lord, we're coming out of our shells. Yeah, we're coming out of our shells.